Well, we're on day 3 of the 92 k1500 motor swap and transmission and transfer case. Yesterday we just spent working on the motor, getting things swapped from the old motor laying down there over to the new motor. Swapping everything over, getting that stuff done, and then we had to take the intake off. It was holding water up here. We couldn't figure out why, and somebody had done intake gaskets on it before. And right there, even though it's upside down, it says this side up, and back here it says on the manifolds it says rear port. Well, they were on backwards. It was blocking the front port on both sides. So it was holding water up here in the front. So we took that off and redone that. And, we redone the timing on the motor, and we done the valve covers and oil pan gasket and cleaned everything up real good. And been working on it for a bit this morning. Got the motor and transmission all set together. Got a new flywheel, clutch, and pressure plate, and got everything swapped over. Just got the bolts for the exhaust unstuck out of down here. So they were all rusted and stuck in there, and then we had to cut and drill and rethread the places for these studs to go through. And those manifolds, well, we had them off. We had to swap manifolds, and we took and blocked off the EGR bull crap. Don't need none of that. That was nothing but a big old exhaust leak on this thing before on the one side. So we're hoping to get rid of all exhaust leaks. And yeah, getting most everything. Nicholas is running to town to get a piece right there. That's for a heater core hose to hook into. It broke when I was trying to take it out of that motor, which it was fragile as all get out. So, and we'll see if I got this thing in time and whenever we put it in or get it running or try getting it running. So I had this one apart and was messing with it, and got this one. I don't know if I buggered up somewhere, but when I put that one on number 1 compression stroke, the distributor was pointed 180 out, but the whole distributor was turned way different than this one was. So I set it same way it was pointing before, but number 1 compression and it pointing at number 1. So we'll see how it goes. If anything, I'll just have to flip it and it's 180 out. But leave everything else is ready to go. We left the oil cooler crap on that motor because that was a big old leak on this thing. That's where the majority of it was. Them lines come over the hog head there, and it's done nothing but just drain oil. He's putting a quarter more a week in this truck. So that was getting a little ridiculous. That's part of the reason we went through and resealed everything on this motor, hoping we have no leaks. If anything, we might have a small power steering leak because he'd have to add some every now and again, but I'm not 100% sure. But we're slowly getting it there. Waiting on him to bring that part here, and then we're going to try finagling that thing down in here. There's a big old size difference in this transmission. That's looking over the NV4500 with the transfer case. And you walk down here to the 3500. It's a lot skinnier, a little bit different, but the NV4500 is going to be a better transmission. These are junk. And that's a cast iron NV4500, so real good. So we're about there. I'm gonna do time lapse whenever he gets back of us trying to finagle this thing in there. See how that goes.
Wind is blowing cold and dark on the road and no way out. Chained to all the things I've done, on the run, on the run. Misery like a veil, and I don't get much sleep. A broken heart's a smoking gun, on the run, on the run. I've been running from the day, running from the night, washing my hands on the bloody riverside, running from the truth, running from a lie, trying to get away, but I just can't
Right. Well, there's an oil somewhere. I'm running for a minute. Looks like from the oil filter. Yeah. Well, we got it running right. But needs the lifters readjusted. Alright, you shut it off. You gotta get that pulley situated. You got a little warped when we was putting it on, heated it. Just shaking a little bit.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, we can fix that.
How?
Take pry bar. We'll have it running and take like a piece of chalk or something and hold close and wherever it's touching at. And so you can go to the opposite side and pry on it and I'll But figured the problem out finally after like a week. Over a week, ain't it?
What?
Since we got this together?
2 weeks?
2 weeks. Chasing down a problem. I'll put the video before this of it running like crap, and it sounds like it kind of has a cam to it. But got talking around. If you look back in there, you can kind of see that the vacuum line for the EGR is unhooked, which you can tell it's blocked off on both sides. There and there, and the air pump crap's gone. I got rid of all of that stuff because it was just pretty much nothing but exhaust leak, and it was just a pain in the butt to deal with. So we got rid of that, and what it was doing was whenever it was opening the EGR, it was causing it to idle up, and it was causing the surge in the idle, and what made it sound like crap. Because you could watch it opening, but I never thought nothing of it. Till somebody said something to me about it, and I said, well, they just said unhook the vacuum line. I mean, it ain't gonna hurt nothing. Unhook the vacuum line, start this thing up, purrs like a kitten. Got the exhaust fixed best we can. The flanges are plumb wore the hell out. But got to adjust the valves because I'd backed them off thinking that I'd just tightened them up too far, causing the problem. So I loosened them off, and we had took and pulled a couple off and checking the rocker arms and the push rods and stuff, seeing if there was a problem in them. There wasn't, so we didn't get all of them tightened back down because I was more worried about getting it running right before I get all that set completely. So I'm gonna pull this off, get them all set, and fix that pulley, and then we'll change the oil in it and be ready to rock and roll. Take and give her a few little test runs before we go running her hard.